Commander Thraxon stood before the Galactic War Council, his scarred exoskeleton gleaming under the harsh lights of the interrogation chamber. His forearms trembled, not from fear, for Cytherian warriors knew no fear, but from the memory of what he had witnessed on the planet the soft-worlders called Earth. "State your designation and mission parameters," General Vextai commanded, her mandibles clicking with impatience. Commander Thraxon, 47 to Cytherian Death Regiment. Mission: Planetary Assessment of Sol 3, designated Earth, by local inhabitants. Classification: Garden World, Safety Level 9.8 out of 10. His voice cracked on the last words, and several council members exchanged glances. Admiral Karath, a hulking mantoid whose homeworld's gravity could crush most species, leaned forward. "You led 1,000 of our finest Deathworlders to a garden paradise. Explain the 99.9% casualty rate." Thraxon's secondary arms clenched involuntarily. "Sir, the initial survey data was incomplete. The mission briefing had been routine. Earth showed all the hallmarks of a paradise world: moderate gravity, breathable atmosphere, abundant water, and what appeared to be docile native life. The dominant species, humans, seemed harmless bipedal, physically weak with no natural weapons, perfect for establishing a forward base. We made planetfall in what human databases designated as Australia." Thraxon continued. "The locals assured us it was their safest continent. We established base camp in an area they called the Outback. The first sign of trouble had come within hours. Sergeant Morduck, a veteran of 17 planetary conquests, had been standing guard when something small and colorful had landed on his shoulder. He'd brushed it off casually, a mistake that cost him his life within minutes. The humans later called it a blue-ringed octopus, treating its lethality as common knowledge. The creature was smaller than my smallest claw," Thraxon said, holding up a digit the size of a human thumb. "Yet its venom could kill a Cytherian in seconds." Captain Zarex had fallen next, bitten by what the humans termed a spider. Not a warrior's death in glorious combat, but death by a creature so small that thermal imaging couldn't detect it. "Sir," Thraxon addressed the council, "they have spiders that can kill with a single bite. The humans, they live with these creatures in their homes. Some humans even keep them as pets." General Vextai's mandibles stopped clicking. "Elaborate." "The humans call them huntsman spiders, hand-sized arachnids that the locals consider harmless because they only cause severe pain rather than death." Thraxon's primary eyes dilated at the memory. "They have dozens of lethal spider species. The humans have names for all of them. They teach their children about them in school." The third day had brought the snakes. Cytherian armor, designed to withstand plasma rifles, proved useless against neurotoxins delivered through hollow fangs. The inland taipan, as humans casually called it, could kill a fully grown mantoid with enough venom to spare. "They have a creature called a drop bear," Thraxon continued, his voice becoming increasingly strained. "The humans claimed it was fictional, a joke. We thought they were lying when we found Corporal Exec Thar with his skull crushed beneath a tree. Turned out to be a koala. Their cute tree-dwelling creature had fallen asleep and dropped 15 feet onto our scout." Admiral Karath's thick hide began shifting color, a sign of distress among his species. "What about the humans themselves? Did they pose any threat?" Thraxon's laugh held no humor. "Sir, we encountered a human child, maybe 8 standard cycles old. She was walking barefoot through an area our sensors registered as saturated with deadly creatures. When we tried to warn her, she picked up a snake, one our xenobiologist identified as lethal, and moved it to safety so it wouldn't get hurt by the mean tourists." The council chamber fell silent. The child, Thraxon continued, was more concerned about the snake's welfare than her own. She's been playing in that death trap her entire life. By the end of the first week, they'd lost 300 soldiers to various harmless Australian wildlife. The jellyfish had been particularly devastating transparent creatures whose touch caused agony so intense that trained warriors had taken their own lives to escape the pain. We relocated to what humans call New Zealand, Thraxon said. Their databases listed it as even safer than Australia. The remaining 700 Deathworlders had died over the following months to an enemy they never saw coming, Earth itself. The safe zone of New Zealand proved to be seismically active, with volcanoes that erupted without warning and earthquakes that struck daily. What the humans considered minor tremors collapsed their armored shelters. But it wasn't the wildlife or geology that broke them, it was the humans' reaction to it all. "Sir," Thraxon said, his voice barely a whisper, "they surf on tsunami waves. For fun. A human showed me footage of their ancestors fighting creatures they call megalodons, ocean predators, the size of frigates. They hunt them with pointed sticks." The humans had been genuinely helpful throughout the ordeal, offering advice like don't swim in crocodile waters and check your boots for funnel web spiders, as if these were normal precautions rather than survival tactics for navigating a hellscape. "They have a saying," Thraxon continued. "Everything in Australia is trying to kill you." They say this while laughing, while barbecuing food outdoors, surrounded by creatures that could end their lives. General Vextai finally spoke. "How did you survive when 999 elite warriors did not?" Thraxon straightened, drawing on his remaining dignity. "A human child named Emma adopted me as her pet alien. Her parents put me in what they called protective custody, after I had a breakdown watching her play with a creature called a blue-ringed octopus." The council exchanged troubled looks. "Sir," Thraxon said, "the humans don't live on a garden world. They live on a death world so hostile that they've evolved to consider planet-killing predators as nature and learn to coexist with them. They don't just survive there, they thrive." Admiral Karath finally asked the question everyone was thinking. "What's your assessment of Earth's military capabilities?" Thraxon's four eyes focused with grim intensity. "Sir, if they ever decide to leave their world and spread across the galaxy, we should surrender immediately. Any species that considers Australia safe and treats survival as a recreational activity should not be underestimated." The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. Earth wasn't a garden world populated by peaceful weaklings. It was a death world that had produced apex predators so efficient they'd forgotten they were predators at all.